Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Ain Salikam Tizamri. My number matric is 19BB03015. Okay, I will start with question number 1. Describe the three socio-economic problems faced by Malaysia after independence. There are three socio-economics. Number 1 is poverty. Poverty is not having enough money to meet basic needs such as food, clothing, and housing. Number 2 is imbalanced development in different states and regions, unequal income distribution. Population growth rates are positively correlated with levels of income inequality at each stage of development. The higher the population growth rate, the greater the income inequality. Okay, number 3 is unemployment. Unemployment is caused by a variety of reasons, both on the demand side or employers and the supply side or employees. Demand side decline can be caused by high interest rates, global recessions, and financial crisis. Okay, question number 2 is briefly explain the concept of poverty line income. Poverty line income is the income level that separate the poor from the poor. Use the measure poverty. PLI is seen as the dividing line between absolute poverty and absolute core poverty. Household whose gross income is below his PLI household have a minimum budget to purchase basic necessities such as food and non-food items such as clothing and shoes, rent, fuel, electrical, transport, and communication, healthcare, education, and recreation. Okay, next question number 3 is state 2 reasons why the level of PLI has to revise periodically. Number 1 is cost of basic necessities rise over time due to inflation. Number 2 is the average size household change over time due to socio-economic situation. Question number 4, define the concept of absolute poverty and give an example. Absolute poverty means lack of the ability to meet fundamental human needs. For example, food, clothing, and shelter. If the gross income of a household is below the PLI, the household is considered as living in absolute poverty. Absolute poverty is usually measured by the incidence of poverty. Next, question number 5. Identify 4 measures undertaken by the government to eradicate rural poverty. Okay, number 1 is poor farmers tend to be associated with farms which are of uneconomic size and usually generate low yields. Number 2 is unstable price of agriculture products and mid-limit exploitation. Number 3 is poor households tend to have higher fertility rates and larger family size. Number 4, the last one is migration of youth from rural to urban areas. Question number 6, elaborate on 4 causes of unequal income distribution among the 3 major ethnic groups as well as between urban and rural areas in Malaysia. Okay, great. There are 4 causes. Number 1 is laissez-faire or capitalist economy. Number 2 is recession. Number 3, education level and skills effect wage. Number 4 is growth in technology widens income gap. Number 5 is inequality is a vicious cycle. Okay, for the last one on my part is question number 7. List 5 programs to overcome urban poverty in Malaysia. Okay, number 1 is build low-cost housing unit for the urban poor. Number 2 is increase employment opportunities. Number 3 is provide short-term solutions such as giving bantuan rakyat Satu Malaysia free assistance to poor household. Number 4 is provide educational facilities such as primary and secondary schools near the homes of the urban poor. The last one is ensure better town planning. Okay, that's all.
Amira binti Mama Isa and my matric number is 19BB03011. So I will continue to the next question is explain 3 strategies to overcome hardcore poverty in Malaysia. So we have 3 strategies. So the first one is health and nutrition project. The government subsidies food supplements such as free nutritious milk for primary school children under the Rancangan Makanan Tambahan. Also, vitamins and other supplementary food such as vegetables and fish at a minimum cost are also provided by the government. Okay, next is new public housing with electricity water supply. These various transportation modes are provided by government to increase the quality of life and enable the hardcore poor to live in a comfortable environment. And the last one is development programs. Development programs designed by the government for the hardcore poor include programs to increase income, increase quality of life, improve health and nutrition, also improve human resources development, and provide direct assistance such as financial assistance for the aged, textbook loans, and scholarships for the deserving students, and interest-free loan. Alright, for the next question is what are the 5 objectives of the program Pembangunan Rakyat Termiskin, which is PPRT. This program started with the creation of the registry and profiles of the hardcore poor household, after which appropriate projects were delivered to meet specific needs of the hardcore poor, such as opportunities to increase their employability and income, better housing, food supplements for children, educational assistance, and also Bumi Putra has been provided with interest-free loans to purchase shares in a unit trust scheme. Alright, for the question number 10, discuss the measures undertaken by the Malaysian government to promote more equitable distribution of income among Malaysians. We have 2, which is public and private sector provide opportunities to lower income groups, and also we have government to provide public low-cost housing programs for the urban poor. Alright, for the next question, number 11 is what is the difference between absolute poverty and relative poverty, and what are the reasons for the rural poverty rate being higher than the urban poverty rate, and then give 4 reasons. Okay, for the first one is what is absolute poverty. Absolute poverty can be defined with the help of the basic poverty line. When the income of the household is below the poverty line, then the person or family is regarded as a poor. It indicates a failure in meeting the basic necessities of life, such as food, water, clothing, and shelter, and access to the amenities like sanitation, education, medical care, or information, which is necessary for an individual's physical and social well-being. Okay, so next is what is relative poverty. Relative poverty refers to the state in which a person lacks the least amount of income required to maintain the normal standard of living in the society to which they belong. The ones who are not able to maintain the exact standards of living in society, then they are considered improve as they are relatively poor than the other members of society. And okay, and then there are 4 reasons, which is the reason is imbalanced development, also education opportunities, and also standards are better in urban area. Next is rural phenomena and agriculture bias, and the last one is rapid rate of industrialization in the country, causing migration from rural to urban areas. Alright, next question number 12. Demonstrate 2 methods to alleviate unequal income distribution with examples based on the Islamic perspective. So there are 2, which is the first one is legal measures. Legal measures divided into positive measures and also prohibitive measures. Positive measures include zakat and law inheritance, while prohibitive measures include prohibition of interest, hoarding of wealth, wasteful expenditure, and also unhealthy business. And the second one is optional measures. Optional measures divided into voluntary charity or charity of surplus, which is called sadaqah in Islam, as well as optional charity or contribution. Question number 13. What are 4 reasons for the unequal income distribution between Bumi Putra and non-Bumi Putra? So there are 4 reasons. The first one is differences in human skills and ownership of assets. Number 2 is differences in educational attainment. Number 3 is differences in employment patterns. And the last one is differences in access to capital. Alright, so for the last question is what are the 3 effects of income inequality? So they have 3. For the first one is economic. Less equal societies have less stable economies. High levels of income inequality are linked to economic instability, financial crisis, debt, and also inflation. Okay, for the next is health. Health is living in unequal society causes stress and status anxiety, which may damage your health. in more equal to societies, people live longer, are less likely to be mentally ill or obese, and they are lower rates of infant mortality. For the last one is financial crisis. Financial crisis is high levels of income inequality are associated with economic instability and crisis, whereas more equal societies tend to have a longer periods of sustained growth. Alright, that's all from us. Thank you.